Mm. Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here this morning on Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you literally cannot sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. Things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning, so you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. I know it's sad. We're knee deep in the off season, and it sucks. It sucks that we don't have the NFL, but cheer up. We do have the other league that starts out this weekend, and I believe Michael Anthony Fitness will be actually live streaming during the game, and we'll check that out and things. So it's something. It may not be perfect, but it's something. They'll have a football. They'll be throwing it around, running around. They'll be tackling everything else. It'll give us a taste, just a little taste, And kind of like Eddie Murphy was talking about a starving man had a cracker. That's a good cracker. That was no regular saltine, was it? That's a Ritz, isn't it? At least it's something. And of course, the league year starts in less than a month from now. So there's all the speculation and the thoughts of who's coming, who's going. So we got plenty to talk about. But I got to tell you, I have so many trolls. And I understand that the best way to deal with trolls is basically to just ignore them. Just act like they don't exist and things. There's been a lot of people, and I didn't realize how many the moderators have actually banned when you start going through there, because sometimes they get a little quick at the trigger. I got to talk to my moderators. Don't be so quick at the trigger now. But there's so many. I mean, there was like the booty hole guy. There was, Steamin' Willie Beeman and all these, and some of them were fun trolls. Some of them were just nasty. But one guy who's been banned, I think, on here, but makes it his mission every single day on Facebook, Kevin Milton, man. Ain't you tired, Kevin? Ain't you tired? Single day he posts something about Dak Prescott. How much Dak Prescott, how much the Dallas Cowboys need to replace Dak Prescott. And I get it. The way last year ended and the beginning of the year started, you know what? You could look and say maybe there's something to that. Because he looked like he definitely regressed. He wasn't looking like a franchise quarterback and a guy deserving a new contract, I will admit, the first half of the season. But he turned it around. Now, of course, this is that time of the year where people are looking for things to talk about. So you're going to end up seeing the 2016 quarterback class talked about. Because you'll see, of course, you got Dak Prescott, who is the quarterback of America's team. You got Jared Goff, who just went to the Super Bowl and laid an egg for the Rams. You got Carson Wentz, of course, who went to Philadelphia and was instrumental in getting them to the playoffs and couldn't make it to the playoffs. Of course, there's others like, Paxton Lynch that didn't quite make it, and, other quarterbacks that were drafted, but those three guys have been the guys from that quarterback class. And typically, you don't see a lot of great quarterbacks come from a quarterback class. You really don't. You have a lot of guys that are hyped. You have a lot of guys that you think are going to be good, and a lot of times, a lot of them will lay an egg and just never make it. So the fact that we have three out of that class makes that a really good class. And so you're seeing a lot of polls on how would you rank these guys as far as for your teams and things. Would it be Jared Goff or Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott? What would be the order? And more times than not, almost all of them have Dak Prescott at the bottom of the list. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'll let you decide who you think. And first of all, Kevin, let me ask you this, buddy. Let me ask you this. You're GM for the day. And it's you who has the decision to make about Dak Prescott. Either we keep him or we let him go. And I want you to honestly answer me What do? It's up to you. You let him go. You let him go. What's your answer at quarterback? Who you bringing in, or who are you drafting? Who is going to be the quarterback of your team? If you are so hell-bent saying that this guy has to go, he sucks, then what is your answer to solution? Because it's one thing to go ahead and, anybody could say, oh, well, this needs to change. Okay. If you're going to change it, what are you doing to fix it? Because that's where I get tired of hearing people say, we need to do this, we need to do, or, we need to change this and get rid of it. Okay, then what's the change? What is the answer that fixes the problem? It's easy to say, there's a problem. It's a lot harder to say, where's the solution? So if it is Dak not being the guy, what is the answer then for you? Because Dr. Troy Aikman, so many quarterbacks. We were like the Cleveland Browns with all of the quarterbacks, and we lucked out getting Tony Romo being undrafted. We lucked out. That kind of thing happens very rarely. I mean, New England lucked out finding Tom Brady because Tom Brady did not look like an NFL quarterback in the combine. Nobody thought he would end up having 6 Super Bowl rings. So what is your answer? This age of teams that are about ready to scramble to pay a king's ransom for Nick Foles or Jacoby Brissett or Joe Flacco. The hill. Are you saying that these guys are the answer that are better than Dak Prescott? Is that your solution? If not, let me know what it is. But when we look at it, again, being quarterback of America team, you seem to be graded on a different scale than everybody else. Because if we purely look at the numbers here, purely, and I know I'm a Dak-friendly channel, I want you to honestly look at this and try and make a rational decision here. Thus far, they are all drafted in the same draft. You've got Jared Goff, 38 games, Carson Wentz with 40, and Dak Prescott with 48. Jared Goff didn't play as much because he stunk up the place as a rookie. They put him in, and he was terrible, and it's just like, we got to get the guy out of here. It wasn't until change of getting rid of Jeff Fisher to Sean McVay did they actually start realizing that he could be an NFL quarterback. So that's why he only has 38 games. Carson Wentz, on the other hand, has 40, not because of stinking up the place. It's because of injury. And Carson Wentz has an injury history. In 2015, broken wrist. 2016, fractured ribs. 2017, ACL, LCL tear. And 2018 back injury. So he's had injuries the last 4 years, dating back to college. Dak Prescott, well, he has started every game since his rookie year. Every single one. The first Dallas Cowboy quarterback to ever do that. All right. So let's go by the numbers. And I know you guys are going to say that, well, you know what, I'm making up statistics. Statistics don't mean anything. And let's look at completion percentage. And, in the Super Bowl, Jared Goff had a completion percentage of 57. I think it was 57. Or no, that was his QBR. Wow. All right. For his career, Jared Goff, 62.1. Now, some of that could be skewed because of his rookie year stunk so bad, so it may actually be a little bit higher. It may be trending up until he went to the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz, definitely better, 63.7. That's good. Dak, my quarterback, 66.1, the highest of the three. Surprised? Oh, I know. I got it. You're going to say because he only throws dink and dunk passes, so he's not going down the field. Okay, I get it. I know that's where you guys are going to go ahead and turn the narrative. It's because he only throws dump-offs. Okay, got it. And here's where we get another statistic, passing yards, 9,581 for Jared Goff, 10,000 for Carson Wentz, and 10,876. Now, let me be honest with this. because Dak Prescott, of course, has had 8 more games than Carson Wentz and 10 more games than Jared Goff, then that means that per game average, I'm being honest here, is a little bit less because, of course, you have 10 more games divided in there. So I'll give you that one, that these guys are actually throwing probably more yards per game than what Dak Prescott is in this antiquated offense that he's been playing in. But here's what's interesting, and this may surprise you. Now, of course, Jared Goff has got the highest yardage per average, 7.7 per pass. But Carson Wentz is only 7. And Dak is 7.4. Does that surprise you any? That dink and dunk Dak, Kevin Milton, actually throws further down the field than Carson Wentz has. Wow. Passing TDs, and again, Carson Wentz is leading the pack here with 70. Jared Goff 65, Dak 67, and again, Dak has had more games, so that's saying that these guys have been throwing more touchdown passes, of course, if you're doing the numbers, than Dak has per game. I'll give you that. Interception-wise, this is where it gets interesting, where the numbers actually skew more. Better for Dak. 26 for Jared Goff in 38 games. 28 for Carson Wentz in 40 games. But in more games, Dak having 8 versus 10, he's still got less interceptions. That's taking care of the football. And take a look at the passer ratings. 94. 92 for Carson Wentz, and a 96 for dink and dunk Dak. Dak who sucks. Dak who needs to be replaced. Rushing yards, not even close. 175, 542, and 944. Rushing TDs, Jared Goff, 4, 2 for Wentz, 18 for dink and dunk Dak. So he's another level of a weapon. And as we go through this, again, total TDs, Jared Goff, 69, Carson Wentz, 72, and dink and dunk Dak, 85. And I'll add one other thing to this. Carson Wentz, I believe, game-winning drives is 3. I don't know offhand Jared Goff, but it's not that many. Dak Prescott, 15. When the game's on the line, no matter how he's played or the team's played, more times than not, they make that score. They win that game in games they used to lose. So I go back to you and honestly say, by looking at these numbers, and I'm okay with you disagreeing with me, but don't just go through and say, Dak sucks. Give me the reason why. Give me the evidence. Give me the numbers, statistics to make your argument. And I'll be more than happy to put you up here on the screen and we can have a discussion on why it is that he needs to be replaced and who you're going to replace him with. I have no problem with that. I, in fact, enjoy having a discussion or a disagreement on topics. I love to argue. So, back to the original hypothesis, the original question. Ranking these quarterbacks, where do you rank them? And give me your honest answer, so I want to see it. And as always, friends, I got to get to my day job because, well, they always tell me there's no future for you here on YouTube. Don't worry. We're going to be all right. And I got something, oh man, I can't wait till tonight. Something's coming. We're beginning to work on some things here at the Man Cave, so I'm getting something new that's going to be showing up tonight, hopefully, that I ordered. So we'll get a different look here. We're going to start changing some things up, and we're going to keep on working hard to bring you more and more on the Dallas Cowboys. I'll see you guys soon.